I just had to go into Starbucks and beg them to let me have a pumpkin spiced iced latte because I wanted to have a chat with you guys and try for the very first time an autumn drink from Starbucks, because I am such a basic and I never ever ever have anything different compared to my normal iced latte with almond milk and sugar-free vanilla. So let's try this together, because the autumn drinks weren't even on the menu. Like I got to this hill and I was so annoyed because I'd based this video around me trying a pumpkin spice latte for the first time in my life, and I got into Starbucks and there was nothing on the menu. Look, I even took a video to show you guys, and I was so annoyed. I texted Kieran and I was like, oh my god, I've literally just come here and there's nothing even on the menu that is autumnal. Got to the checkout and the guy was like, no, that's fine, we can do it for you. I was like, anyways, cheers guys, let's try this for the very first time. I ordered a pumpkin spiced iced latte, 1 shot with oat milk, and I'm gonna give it a go. I kind of like it. It's not very pumpkin-y, but it's very like cinnamon, autumnal vibes, and it's sweet. I'm a fan. I quite like that. And I actually looked at the Starbucks app before doing it because it actually tells you all the calories. So if you're someone who likes to make loads of changes to the menu, it's great because it actually changes the calories for you. But anyways, hi guys, welcome back to another video, and we're doing something slightly different today because I actually just wanted to have a bit of a chat with you. I've actually put a story out on my story asking you guys to ask me anything that you want to know. I felt like we can have a bit of a catch up and just have a bit of a chit chat over an autumn. Oh no! Okay, I've managed to pop you back up. I'll show you what I'm balancing you on, but my car, the screen literally just went in. It's like balanced on this ledge and the screen literally went in and you went flying. So yeah, I thought we could just have a bit of a catch up and sip away on our autumnal drink that is being drunk in a not very autumnal September. Guys, it is 26 degrees out. I thought September was meant to be autumn, but turns out it's actually an extra month of summer, which I'm not mad about, but I have actually been like frantically buying autumn clothes because my autumn closet is not great, and now I feel a little bit flustered by the whole thing because I've packed away all my summer clothes and it's absolutely scorching, but we're just gonna stay in gym wear because that's all I really know, and I can't be bothered to unpack it if I'm really honest with you. I've literally got so much going on in my life right now, and I feel like I'm living like 2 different lives because I want to be like open and like honest with everyone on here because I feel like you guys are like my family, but at the same time it's like stuff I can't really speak about yet. And I'm actually a massive believer in you are your own energy. Like, I don't know, I just want like everything to go really well and for it to all happen, but I just don't know, and I'm kind of in that stage now where it's stressing me out because I don't know, and I know you guys are probably like, stop talking about it, like you can't tell us. But it's just so hard, so I'm just really keeping, and I want you guys to keep your hands, fingers, toes crossed all for me that everything's going to work out really well, and hopefully I'll have some incredible news in the next few weeks. But yeah, I just feel like at the moment my mood is so like up and down, you know, and you've got like so much on your mind that you can't actually focus on one thing, and you feel like you can't, I don't know, I just feel like I can't concentrate at the moment, and it's really annoying me. Like with content creation, you obviously need to be really happy all the time, and I am happy, like don't get me wrong, I am happy, but you need to obviously be in a place where you're ready to film content. And sometimes like when I've had like some bad news or when stuff hasn't gone exactly how I've wanted to, it's just felt really hard to be present and to also be my true self. So I just want you guys to know that like if you're also going through the same, I completely understand and we can get through this together. It's just a matter of the time, and I hate to like wish life away, but I just want to know. But anyways, enough about that. Let's just get into the Q&A and let's get started, because I've been wanting to do this for a long time and I feel like this is the perfect time to do it whilst I'm sipping on my iced latte, which is actually really good. what does a week of workouts look like for you at the moment? I'm at like this really hard in between stage at the moment where I'm trying to get my calories up and I'm trying to push harder in my sessions because I want to start bulking again, and to do that I obviously have to do both of those. And because I've got like all this stuff going on in my life, I'm finding it really hard to focus on that, because I feel like when you want to commit to like a fat loss journey or a muscle gain journey, you really need to be in it 100% in order to do it. So that's why I've kind of been like putting it off, and I know that's not ideal, but that's where I feel like I'm in lingo at the moment. But I'm really trying to focus on my workouts because that's what brings me joy, and I'm just trying to eat like as well as I can and try and get as many calories in as I can to an extent at the moment before I obviously commit to the bulk fully. So a week of workouts for me at the moment consists of 4 workouts a week. That's all I ever do, to be honest. Like, I'm not a 5 workout a week gal. I did used to do 5 workouts a week, sometimes even 6, and to be honest I think I was crazy because that stressed me out, and working out should not stress you out at all. It should be something that you enjoy and look forward to, and I always say it is better to work out less and have better sessions. I've got 1 back and bicep session, 1 shoulders, chest and triceps, although I don't really do too much chest because of my implants, and then I've got 2 leg days, both of which are pretty glute focused, but one has a little bit more of quad exercises in it, and that's what I feel like works for me at the moment. I'm actually not doing any cardio at all. I've kind of not been focusing that much on steps either. I'd say like naturally I get in like 8k steps a day, sometimes more, but yeah, I'm pretty chill at the moment, and I think that's absolutely okay. Like I said, I'm kind of in a little bit of a limbo at the moment, so once I kind of finally commit to that bowl, things will probably change ever so slightly. But to be honest, I'm really just enjoying where I'm at the moment, and yeah, I'm ready to commit when I'm ready. We're just gonna have to wait until the time is right. How to start your own business / brand. If you didn't know, I own a few businesses, and one thing I would say when it comes to starting your own business and brand is just make sure you are so passionate about it, and make sure it's something that you're really invested in and you can really see yourself doing for a long time, because starting a business is not easy, and I'd say like for the first like 2-3 years you're going to find it hard. It's not something that you're going to start and just it go off flying. And I think, you know, when it comes to like say like my online coaching and how I started that business, I purely started that because I was obviously on social media, I was sharing my journey, it was my passion, like I loved helping people. So for me that was like a natural progression to get my personal trainer qualification and then to start PTing people. And then after actually doing in-person PT for a while, I realized that it wasn't for me, and online coaching actually wasn't so much of a thing back then. Like, I've been doing it ever since I was a PT, which I think maybe like 6-7 years now, but back when I first started there were literally no online coaches, so it was great. And then yeah, from there it's kind of like built up, but you've got to like try and not expect things from the start, because nothing's gonna start and be incredible. Everything has to grow, you have to learn. Sometimes like the not so good parts are actually the best for you, because that's where you're going to learn. That would be my tip in terms of like starting it. But in terms of like actually starting the business, obviously it completely depends like what you're starting. I've got my coaching business, I've also got my clothing business. Clothing is like a whole nother realm in itself, and do you know what, like when I first started that business I did not know anything about the fashion industry or what goes into it and how much work is actually required for it. I wish I knew how hard that was going to be, because it's probably one of the hardest things that I've ever done, and I'm still not really where I want to be with it. So yeah, just make sure you also know like your industry and what you're getting yourself into. Make sure you speak to people. Honestly, like most people want to help, but even though I do say that, actually I find like people in the UK don't like other people being successful, and I know that's quite a general statement, but compared to like the US, I feel like it's just so different. I don't know if anyone else has like experienced that, but like, you are your own success, and never ever rely on someone else for doing anything for you or for getting you to where you want to be, because you're the only person that can do it. How do you boost yourself on days when you don't feel like your best self? I think obviously at the moment I'm kind of having days like that quite regularly, and it's definitely challenging, but I think it's really important to make sure you prioritize the things that you enjoy. So for me, that is going to the gym, going on a walk, that's doing like skincare, that's eating good foods, you know, watching a movie, maybe getting into bed slightly earlier so I can chill a bit, or seeing my boyfriend. There's things that like make you happy as a person, and I'd just say like it's really important to prioritize those things and not be too hard on yourself. Like, everyone has days where they don't feel great. We all have days where we freak out or, you know, aren't feeling the best that we could possibly feel, but you just have to kind of make steps and try and sort of get yourself out of that little funk that you're in for that day, because it is hard. But yeah, those are things that kind of make me feel better, and obviously everyone's going to be different, so just make sure that, you know, you focus on things that make you feel better. I would definitely like try and write a list of the things that you feel make you happy as a person and try and sort of put them first. Also, like, take every day as it comes. Not every day is going to be the same, not every day you're going to feel the same, and it's just like a stepping stone, and every day will get better. If you feel like you are in a bit of a funk, like if you're making those small steps, you will get better as time goes on, because time is genuinely the best healer, and it's the hardest one as well, because you just have to obviously wait for it to go by. What was your degree in, and do you use it today? I actually have 2 degrees, guys. I don't even know what that's called. I want to say there's like a fancy name for it, but I don't think there is. I think I just have 2 degrees. So I actually did a 3-year degree in Human Biology at Loughborough University, and then I did a 4-year degree in osteopathy, and that was in London. And do I use them? No. I think it's like one of these things, like if you're someone who's going off to university, or you're choosing, you know, where you want to go, or you're deciding if you want to go to university, don't like think too much into the actual thing that you're studying, because 9 times out of 10 people don't do what they study. However, I was actually speaking to Kieran about this the other day, because he was like, what was the point, like you don't even use it. And I do get that, but it literally taught me so much as a person, and the 3 years that I had at Loughborough were like the best years of my entire life. Like, I cherished those moments so much, and I really wish that I could go back to uni as the person I am now, because I feel like I'd have an even better time. But I just feel like with uni and stuff, it's not necessarily the degree, because obviously everyone's subjects are very different, but the core of like every single degree is teaching you how to live life, also teaching you like habits that you might have in like, or skills that you might need in like particular jobs. You know, like my degree in human biology has obviously helped me a lot with my personal training. I know everything about the human body right now, and obviously the osteopathy has added to that even more. But yeah, these things have definitely helped me with personal training, but I wouldn't say, obviously I don't do human biology right now. I actually just decided that I didn't want to work in a lab, and I just didn't really fancy the jobs that everyone was kind of going into. A lot of people were doing teaching, that just wasn't really for me. So yeah, I kind of just finished that degree first, and then had a year out, and that's where I just decided that I wanted to do osteopathy. But that's also when I started my social media, and everything just fell into place. I feel like people sort of finish university and they're looking for like their set job, and it doesn't work like that. And that year after I finished university was honestly like one of the saddest years of my life. So like, I've never ever suffered from depression, and I'm really grateful from that, but I do think I was at a really low point in my life in that year, because I was working 3 jobs, earning like minimal pay. A lot was going on in like my personal life as well, with like my mum and my dad, and it was just not great. But yeah, I think, you know, it definitely helped me as a person. It helped to sort of put me on this track that I am in now, so I'm grateful for that in some way. But yeah, I think, you know, in terms of degrees and stuff, it is what it is. It's not a waste of money. I'm so glad that I've spent £50,000 on 2 degrees, but at the end of the day, you know, I am where I am now, and whether that's down to my degree, I don't know, but I'm happy that I did it. And yeah, I would recommend university to anyone. I think it's one of the best things you can do in life, because it is just like the most incredible life experience. Is this your full-time job? And if so, how did you get started? Yes and no. Like, my full-time job is really my online coaching. That's where most of my time goes, but I don't know, I would actually say maybe it's 50-50. Like, social media is like a major time consuming thing that I do, but obviously content that I post day to day, I don't get paid for, especially on like Instagram and TikTok. Obviously YouTube gets some ad money, but it's not like a huge amount. But yeah, I'd say like I'd say it's 50-50. So I am obviously on social media. I do content creation on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I am also an online coach, and I've got my business and I've got my clients. And then I've also got my app, and I've also got my clothing brand. Oh God, my life's actually insane. But yeah, I think this is like why it's really important to not like look at someone and be like, is that all that she does, when you like look at me posting, because that's not all I do. I think, you know, of course, like there are people that, you know, content creation is their full-time job, and do you know what, I am very jealous, because I would have so much more time to create content if that was just my job. But do you know what, I'm such a driven person, and I love having my own businesses. Like that's what gets me up every single day, and I actually don't think I'd be the person just to ever do one thing, because I'm always looking for the next thing. And I think that's actually also one of my downfalls, because I'm always quite hard on myself, and I'm very critical of everything that I do. I would say I am happy, but I'm always looking for something even bigger. And that's definitely a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. But I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever learn. Like, I was actually calling Kieran the other day. I was like, I've got a new business idea. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And I'm thinking, is that a good idea, really? I don't know. But yeah, I think it's just me as a person. I think everybody's different. And if you're someone that just loves doing your own job and you love focusing all your energy on that, then that's incredible for you. But for me, I've got like itchy feet. Like I can never do one thing. And I don't know if that's a downfall or a positive, but it is what it is. Okay, the next few questions are actually covering my breast augmentation. And what I will say about this is, obviously not everyone's interested about this, so I don't want to keep talking about it, and it was a while ago. But if you are like wanting to know more, then check out my previous videos on it, because I explain literally absolutely everything, and that will help you a little bit more. But the questions that I did get were kind of around my training with them, and how I kind of find lifting. So when it comes to having breast implants, it obviously depends on like where you get them. So you can go over the muscle or under the muscle. I actually got them under the muscle, and that's why I find training sometimes a little bit not difficult, but I'd say I'm a bit apprehensive with some exercises, mainly pull-ups, any chest exercises, push-ups, that kind of thing. Tricep dips can feel a bit weird, but yeah, it's not that it doesn't hurt at all, it just feels like odd. I'd say I don't really train chest hard at all. I still train it, but very light. It's good to still train it, but I just don't go heavy. I don't really do pull-ups anymore, because it feels like they're gonna pop out, which feels weird. I'm quite squeamish like that, I don't know, it just makes me feel odd. And the same thing with tricep dips as well. I would say like I'm so glad I got it done. It's like one of the things that I've loved that I've got done. And I think if you're like unhappy with something, you know the saying YOLO, you only live once, is very, very true. Don't regret anything, but it does alter your training ever so slightly, so just be aware of that. However, what I will say is that I do see women literally doing absolutely everything with them, so I think maybe I'm just a wimp, but who knows. I think, yeah, it's good to be like honest about it. And I didn't even go that big, so it's nothing to do with size. I think I am just quite squeamish, and also it just feels very odd. This one's more of like a fat loss question. So tips on losing weight with a super busy schedule. I'd go to the gym 3 times per week, and it doesn't even work. Okay, so if you're a busy person, I know it makes things harder. It definitely does, but it's not impossible. You just need to find what works for you. So don't compare yourself to anyone else, and especially don't compare yourself to me, because I work for myself. I can go to the gym whenever I want. I can eat whenever I want. I can plan my meals out. I can meal prep. Like there's so much that I can do that maybe you can't do. So it's really important to remember that. And secondly, yes, you can still make progress if you're going to the gym 3 times a week and if you are busy. What I will say is it's really important for you to plan and to not overcomplicate your meals and stuff. Like, don't make really extravagant meals, just make them basic, simple, easy, and make sure you have a plan and that you stick to it. The reason busy people don't see results is because they don't stick to it, they don't give it enough time, and they're probably not following the right plan for them. Like they might be aiming for like 5 workouts a week, which is probably quite unrealistic for them. So you've got to make it like realistic for yourself, so that when you complete the workouts and you've had a good week, it feels good and you keep on going. Whereas if you feel like demotivated, you're going to stop, and then it's only going to be a downward spiral from there. So yeah, it's really important to make sure that you're just having the right plan and you are sticking to it and being as consistent as possible. And 3 workouts a week, by the way, it's absolutely fine if they're 3 good workouts. I would say if you're doing 3 workouts a week, it's important to do full body potentially. You could also do like 2 lower and 1 upper maybe, but I would probably stick to like more full body, and then you're targeting each muscle group 3 times a week, and that's optimal for seeing progress. But yeah, promise you, it's not impossible. I know it's hard, especially like if you're in the office and you've got like temptations of snacks and stuff, but I always say to like my clients where they are in that kind of like situation, take your own snacks, and when your work buddy is chomping away on their incredible donut, just have your snacks that you've bought with you, and then you won't feel left out. And always keep in the back of your mind, like, it's not forever. You don't have to diet forever, and no one ever should. There is an end goal, and you're going to feel incredible, and you have to have that motivation in your mind every single time, because otherwise, if you don't, it's very easy to dip and break the habit. I've had so many questions, guys, about my tumblers and my cups. I actually don't have one here because I don't take it to the gym that much. Well, not my gym in London because it's really dirty. But yeah, my cups, which are like my Stanley dupes, they are on order, and they've been on order since they sold out in 9 minutes. I literally did that drop, and honestly, my phone, like when a transaction goes through, it goes cha-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching, and I was like on my phone like, oh my god, like they sold out in basically 9 minutes. It was absolutely insane. Like, I've never had anything like that in my entire life. So yeah, I put in a big order. I've actually ordered double the amount, so hopefully it should be good. And YouTube heard it first, I've ordered different colours and new colours, so I'm excited for that. But I actually did message the supplier, and they said it shouldn't be too much longer, so I'm really hoping like mid-September, potentially the end, but we'll see. But they are coming, so yeah, stay tuned. I'm hoping it won't be too long, because I have actually paid for like faster delivery as well. So yeah, I'll update you guys as soon as I know when the delivery is here. How do you keep up with friendships as an adult? Guys, I am not the person to ask about this. I am the worst. Like, I think it's just like one of these things, when you get older and you get busy and you have a job, like, really hard to stay in contact with friends, because I don't know, I struggle to message people throughout the day, because A, we're all working and it's distracting when you're constantly messaging someone, and B, at the weekend, like, I just want to either relax or I want to go back to my family in Kent and see like my dogs and see my dad and stuff. So it's really hard to like fit in seeing friends, but definitely try and make time for it. Like, don't keep putting it back, because friends are so important. Obviously I've got a partner, I've got Kieran, but at the end of the day, you need friends as well, like you do, and it's really important to try and keep them as close as you can and keep in contact. Like, you don't have to speak to them every single day, but at the end of the day, everyone needs friends, and it's good to have like good people around you. I'd say like I have a very small knit of friends, 5 really close-knit friends, and then maybe like 10 to 15 good friends that I would still like really confide in. Obviously I know like a lot of people, but at the end of the day, your friends are your friends. And yeah, I think, oh, it's just really hard to answer this question, because yeah, I am just like not a recluse, but I do keep myself to myself, and I think it's really hard like when you get older. It's just one of those things that does fall behind. But I'm always really jealous of those people that have so many close girlfriends. I've really struggled like over the past few years with girlfriends and managing to like maintain it. I've had like a few really close friends like, then go. One of my best friends moved to New Zealand, my other one lives in New York. But yeah, it's been really hard, but at the end of the day, you just always got to have like some people around you and just do your best. And you know, don't arrange things and cancel, because that's always really off-putting for that person. And I have vouched myself this year that, or I've actually stuck to it as well, that if I make plans, I am going and I am not cancelling, because I did get into a really horrible spiral of making plans and cancelling, and that's not okay. The last question I'm going to answer is, how did you meet your partner? So Kieran and I have been together. We were trying to work this out, guys, because we don't have like a set date that he like asked me out. And I think as you get older, no, it's not, is it a thing where you ask someone to be your girlfriend? I don't know, I don't really have that. So whenever someone says they're like celebrating their anniversary and they're not married, I'm like, why don't we do that? Kieran and I basically met, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I actually DM'd him on Instagram. Like, I sent him a message, and I was actually speaking to someone about this the other day. I was trying to like say to them, you know, if you want to meet someone, stop waiting for a guy to reach out to you, because who said that they have to be the first one? There's no one that ever said that. It's just like expected, and I think that is so, I don't know, I just don't think that's right. Like, if you like someone and you want to talk to them, just bloody message them, and if they don't reply, then doesn't matter, like they're obviously not your person, and it is what it is. You've got nothing to lose and no one's gonna care, no one's gonna say anything. So yeah, I think it's really important to just go for stuff like that, and I am quite a ballsy person, so yeah, that's basically how it happened. We actually ended up speaking for like a while over Instagram, just like as friends, and then we went to, well, I went to an event and he was actually there, and we just bumped into each other there, had a bit of a chat, and then he messaged me the next day, and then yeah, we were just really good friends for a while. So like 6 months we were just good friends, and it was never anything really more than that. And then lockdown happened. This was like before COVID. Lockdown happened and I was actually staying at my mom's place by myself, and Kieran was in London in a flat that one of his like old flats. He was living with these housemates that he really didn't get on with, so it was just horrible because obviously they didn't have like a balcony or anything like that. So I said that he could come down, and he came down and he never ever left because obviously it was COVID, so he couldn't really either. So it was a good excuse. But yeah, he never left, and we just, yeah, basically just got together. I'm saying it like it's never been an up and down relationship. It honestly has. It was very rocky at the beginning because Kieran was still very much like, I don't want to be in a relationship, I like being single. Like, he was very much like that, guys, and I think it's just goes to show what you might see on social media is never how it is. However, what I will say is like the last year maybe, we've literally had like the best year ever. We never ever argue anyways, but yeah, I'm like so happy, and I think you just got to give things time, and also just remember like what will be, because we did have a very rocky start, and he was like one of these people that never really showed affection, and it really affected me because I was like, does this person like me? Turns out he does. So yeah, I'm really happy like where we are, and it's just so strange how things work out, because if I hadn't have messaged him on that day, we might not be where we are. I'm gonna leave it on that, guys. If you fancy a guy, send him a message, let me know how it goes, and yeah, my DMs are always open if you want a chat. I'm actually not gonna answer any more questions now because I need to go to the gym, I need to train back, and it is 27 degrees now. The degrees are rising. She is gonna sweat. So I need to get to the gym, I need to get a session done. I've actually been having good sessions this week, so yeah, I'm excited for the rest of the week, see how that go, and then hopefully in the next 2 weeks I'll update you with when we're starting the bulk. But let me know what content you want to see with that, because I'm so excited to start it, but I want to start it the right way, and I want to like as many of you on the journey with me as much as possible. So that's why I think I'm also taking a long time, because I want it to be really good. I am a perfectionist, I've also realised that. But thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like it and subscribe to my channel if you're new here, and I'll see you at the same time next week. Bye, guys.